All right, so we're going to make this very simple. Not going to keep you long. NXT was pretty decent today. There wasn't next week is Roadblock, so we got some things that we do need to talk about when it comes to Roadblock. This is a PLE, the final PLE before Stand and Deliver, I believe. This is not going to go on Peacock. This is going to be shown on the USA Network next week. And we have a couple matches set that were set up today, but we also have a couple matches that were kind of set in stone a few weeks back. So let's just dive into this week's show and then we'll talk about Roadblock after we talk about the show. So, Kenny gave me notes for the show because I didn't get to see the beginning. So I figured the beginning started off with Wesley and Nathan Frazier coming back. If I recall, Frazier had a injury and he was gone for quite some time. I hadn't seen Nathan Frazier, I want to say, since before the Iron Survivor Challenge. I want to say that was the last time I seen Nathan Frazier, but that was just me personally. If I'm wrong, y'all probably can correct me. It is what it is. Anyways, shout out to Brandy because she was numero uno coming into here. But and everybody in here, hello, thank y'all for coming. All right, so Wesley was the one who opened the show today. He had an open challenge, okay? This led to a massive brawl backstage with everybody fighting to gain the opportunity to go up against Wesley and possibly take his North American Championship away from him. Now, it was a big old brawl backstage of nothing but people fighting so that they could be the one to accept Wesley's challenge, but Nathan Frazier was the one who accepted. And from what I saw and what I'm reading, this match was definitely an awesome match. Very, very good. Lots of high flying, lots of speed and fun. And it was just it's definitely one of those matches that you go back and rewatch so you can kind of really see some things that you weren't really paying attention to. But Wesley and Nathan Frazier, amazing chemistry, very, very good superstars, 100% some of the best wrestlers the WWE has. They just really did an awesome job in that match. So kudos to you. A pluses across the board for putting on such a banger of a match and opening up the show the way that you should. And as I said, Wesley, he retained his North American Championship against Nathan Frazier. There was a lot of high flying, a lot of bodies dropping, a lot of shit was going down in this match, but ultimately Wesley was able to back up everything that he had been saying since he won the North American Championship, and that it was going to take a lot more than just some high flying or a lot of big talk to take away his North American Championship. So congratulations to you, Wesley. I would imagine next week you would have the night off, seeing as how you keep defending that title almost every week. We see you. So next week, I'd be okay with you taking a break. Get the body rejuvenated, let you have a little bit of time for yourself. The next match of the night was Indus Sher versus Briggs and Jensen. Now, y'all know how I feel about Indus Sher, so I probably wouldn't have cared if I was watching this match to begin with, but Kenny says she missed the match and she missed anything Hank said before the match, but when she logged back in, Indus Sher had won the match. I saw pieces of this match. I know that Jensen didn't really have his head in the game much in this match. It wasn't It wasn't that they aren't cohesive, but the situation going on with Kiana and Fallon and the whole thing is causing him to be off kilter. Now, I did see that Briggs ended up talking to Jensen later, said, hey, I'm going to go talk to Kiana for you, see if I can, grease some wheels and kind of get you guys back on track. I don't like it. I feel like Kiana is up to some nefarious bullshit, and it's still coming across as if she's being genuine, but she really isn't. Like, she was pissed that Fallon was able to get that damn bar back, so she decided to break up Briggs and Jensen and Fallon's whole family and everything. And I think that's what it's about. I don't know for sure, but I just don't like it. I see where this is going. Briggs is gonna go talk to her. She's gonna push up on him, or he's gonna push up on her. One of them's gonna push up on the other. Jensen is gonna see it. It's gonna turn into a big thing. The boys are not gonna be speaking. Fallon's gonna be out in the cold, and Kiana's gonna look like she didn't do anything wrong. We've seen this story play out time and time again. I'm just saying, I don't like it. I'm going on record saying I don't like it. Okay. That was the last time you saw him too. I thought so. For sure, up to something sneaky shit. She dropped Briggs like a bad habit quick as right. And he didn't even do anything wrong. It was Fallon who did something wrong. So my thing was, why was you so quick to just leave him like that and be like, hey, I'm mad at Fallon, but I'm not mad at you. Like, you literally cut Briggs out. Briggs never said a word. I mean, Jensen never said a word. It was all Fallon who was talking shit about you and your family. It was Fallon. So why are you mad at Jensen? I don't know, child. Something about that don't smell right. And when it don't smell right, I usually throw it in the trash. And that's where I'm gonna keep it, in the trash. Okay. We gonna move on. Because Indu Sheer won the match. There wasn't really much to the match, in my opinion, from what I saw. They had their moment. To me, like I said, I'm not really feeling Indu Sheer like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me and the vibe that they give off. I'm just not fucking with it. But I just don't like Indu Sheer as a tag team. I'm not a fan of it. Um, and I could be wrong, which sometimes I am. But I'm not gelling with them as a tag team. To me, they come across very stiff. They were a little bit more fluid today. They had a little bit more cohesiveness today, but it's almost like they haven't wrestled together in years. Like they're finally starting to hit their stride, and it's taking a minute. So I was like, I'll give them a minute, but I'm not really feeling it. So it is what it is. But let's throw off some of the matches that was announced for tonight, and hold tight, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Just hold tight. Just hold tight. I gotta send out this message for work, so hold on.
Damn right we take turns being wrong. I get real accountable when I'm alone. I get real about it all when I'm alone. It's so crazy missing you when I get on. Julio made me Popio. And I might hit your phone up with that ba-ba-ba. Missing my da-da-da. Missing that all of this love is toxic. All of this love.
Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. Anyways, Wendy got attacked in the parking lot. Listen, that parking lot of NXT is worse than living in the most dangerous neighborhoods in this country, namely LA. Watts. Compton, bitch. Like, I mean, that's more dangerous than walking down the street in a Bloods neighborhood with Crips colors on. At least they ask you where you from, where you stay, where your mama stay, where your grandmama stay. They politely rob you and then they move on. Nah. This parking lot, you getting jacked up. Niggas' arms is getting broke. Legs is getting tore up. And every fucking time that blow up Barbie, Tiffany Stratton, is always somewhere in the vicinity afterwards to either taunt, tease, or say some bullshit to somebody. Today her gear was cute, but the only thing I didn't like about Tiffany Stratton is the fact that her the bottoms to her gear was hiked all the way up on some Steve Urkel shit to the point where her ass was purposefully out. And the way I see it, just get the gear cut so that your ass is out, babe. Just get it so that it fits. Ask Alexa Bliss. She do it all the time with her gear. Her gear fits her, but it sits low, almost underneath her abs. And then in the back, it covers up just enough, but then she give you a little booty cheek. Just do that, because you ain't got no ass and you didn't have no titties, but you went and bought them. So whatever you got to do that. But I'm tired of you hiking up your gear. So you got high-waisted gear, but then it's got excess fabric in the back, so it look like you got a little shit pouch back there. That's nasty. Get it together, bitch. No, we're not in love with that. We're not in love with that. We're not in love with that. Okay. Not gender sounded like a 2K track. Gender was speaking, but I wasn't hearing him. Literally, I was like, okay, sir, next match. Not politely rob you. They do politely rob you. They say, what they tell you? Because back in the day, it was run your shit, nigga. That was it, right? Sometimes they be like, man, run your pockets, nigga. Open your pockets up, nigga. Like, give me that. Give me all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. It's polite. It's not nothing nefarious. They just want your shit. You know, don't look them in their face. Make sure you keep your eyes down so you don't get shot and stuff. But anyway, where was I at? Oh, Tiffany Stratton, bitch ass. So nobody knows who attacked sis, but obviously it's the same person that attacked Nikita. We don't know who did it. They ain't found nobody who did it, but the Disco Twins are the ones who found Wendy out there on the ground and got the doctor to go back there with her while he was checking on Nathan Frazier. Okay, so hopefully Wendy all right, and it was just she just suffered an attack. But y'all got to stop being in that parking lot by yourself. You got to develop the buddy system. Okay, get them disco bitches that was in the parking lot with you and come out there so everybody can have somebody with them at all times, so y'all can have a witness, because y'all are alone when y'all getting attacked. But what took me out is Nikita's thick ass was in the middle of the parking lot screaming and howling, and everybody just walking around. Nobody said a damn thing. I said, y'all see this white bitch on the ground in the middle of the damn parking lot?
If it wasn't for Indy, nobody gonna say that.
Indy, the only one that ran up to her. Fucking Wendy was sitting in the back seat of the car drinking her juice. And she was like, bitch, I'm not getting out of this car. I don't know what the hell going on in NXT in that performance center. But y'all got issues over there. Don't ask me to go over there, WWE. I'm not coming. I'm not coming over there because I know better than that. That is not my hood. I don't know what the colors are. And I'm not trying to get rocked. Because I tell you what, if I have to go, oh, bitch, it's World War III. I'm carrying me a piece. And you will get 2 shots to the gut. I will make it so it's painful for the rest of your life, bitch. Okay? I prefer the suffering than the murder. You know what I'm saying? Double shotty. I will shoot you in your gut. I has no problems. Okay? But I'm not going. I'm not going. Don't ask me to come over there, because everybody that go over there either get attacked or they get their ass whooped at some point in that parking lot. That parking lot is dangerous. Okay, they need to send the goddamn SWAT, motherfucking national security or something, because that damn parking lot is dangerous, honey. It is ground zero for motherfucking for attacks. That is terroristic over there. Oh. Them po babies. Yeah, they could say you looked at them funny. Keep your eyes on the ground. Keep your eyes on the ground, babes. They need two pit bulls and a taser in that parking lot. Period. I'm not pulling no punches with nobody. I don't have time for that. Okay. Now, Gigi came out there and gave her whole life story about how her mama used to whoop her ass. That I said this is a bit much for me. I don't know if you should have. Ooh. I feel bad for Gigi because what she talking about is some real shit. Now, if you don't know what you don't know was a lie. Shout out to Nicole because Nicole is the one who hit me to it, and of course, some of the people that's on the podcast we know about it because we talked about it. But Gigi Dolan was on a TV show back in the day on TLC called My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, I think it was. And if you don't know what a gypsy is, let me make sure I get the definition right. So I'm going to go to the Googler and pull it up so don't nobody be coming in here in the playback or during this now and be telling me I'm wrong for my definition of a gypsy. According to the dictionary, which comes from the Dictionary of Oxford Languages. Okay, a member of people originating in South Asia and traditionally having an an itinerant. I can't say that word. Itinerant. That's how you say it. Way of life, living widely dispersed across Europe, North America, and South America, and speaking a language, which is Roman, that is related to Hindi. A Romani person? Okay. And it could also mean a nomadic or free spirited person. In this sense, I believe it's the first definition, which is a Romani person. Um, I don't know all the traditions and stuff that they follow or everything, but I do know what I seen on TLC with the show and how they did things. Gigi was one of the girls that got married very young, and she has told her story in a documentary, I believe it is, about how abusive her mother was and how much they were on drugs and alcohol. It's a very, very sad and dark story, but she was able to pick herself up and come to the WWE and make herself into a star a la Toxic Attraction. And prior to that, she was a very big name on the indies. Okay. Um, but she was talking about JC Jane and her betrayal of her, and how the only other person who did that to her was her mother, and how she picked herself up by her bootstraps to basically show her brother how he could do the same and really prove to the world that she was going to do what she set out to do. And JC Jane is in her way. Sir, according to Kenny's notes, because I missed that promo, it says Gigi basically came out and said, "Bitch, you ain't gonna be able to hurt me like others have hurt me." And it's gonna be JC Jane and Gigi Dolan at Roadblock, which that is the case. Which I'll get into the match card for Roadblock in a second. Schism is still messing with Chase U. Thea was scared. Andre Chase and Joe Gacy has been set for Roadblock. Dijak accepts Tony D'Angelo's jailhouse street fight at Roadblock, so that match is set in stone as well. The Creed brothers needed help. Child, the Creed brothers need help going up against Sheer. It's 3-on-2, and they don't want to be caught slipping. So they decided to ask Damon Kemp's slick back Negro lisping ass, and quite frankly, it was really, really sad. Damon Kemp was just like, y'all asking me for help. You trying to get the band back together? I don't think so. Bruh, at this point, you need a handout. So if I was you, I would have took it, seeing as how you can't wrestle worth a damn. And on top of that, your character is just shitty. It's a terrible character. It's not even because you turned on the Creed brothers. It's because you're boring. It's because you have no personality. It's because you give off the idea of a slimy, sleazy lawyer that takes on any client that he knows is guilty. And as long as he gets paid, it doesn't matter. That's the kind of character that you have. It's a shitty character. Either way, they ended up getting an upgrade in Braun Breaker. Okay. Brian Breaker came back there and was like, listen, you want to get rid of Indu Shear? I do too. So let's go at them at Roadblock together. All three of them start barking and shit, and everything was right as rain and happy as house, I guess. I was like, okay, girl. So it seems like Brian Breaker's not going to be defending his title at Roadblock, which I'm fine with. But at some point, they got to start setting up Stand and Deliver. Okay? Now, Pretty Deadly versus Gallus at Roadblock has been set in stone as well. Or more RVS, child. Miko Satomura went up against Zoe Stark. Kenny's note said, while I can't stand Zoe Stark, she put on a good match with Satomura. Satomura kicked that bitch face off. I never doubt that Zoe Stark has the ability to entertain and do well in the ring. Quite frankly, I think she's outgrown NXT and needs to be on the main roster. Personal feelings or not, whether you agree with her personal sentiments or not, that's your business. But me personally, I don't give a shit because I don't have to be friends with you. I don't have to even watch you if I don't want to. So whatever you do in the ring, it better be stellar in order for me to pay attention to you. And Zoe fits the bill. So I'll watch. She's gonna get paid whether I watch or not. So I'll watch the match if it's a good match. I'll watch the promos if it's a good promo. If she gets on my nerves, I won't watch her. That's how I do everybody else. So I was not surprised that she was able to contend with Miko Satomura. Zoe is a very, very, very good wrestler. She's very solid all around. She always has been. I've never doubted that with her. And I expected nothing less than spectacular from her in this match with Miko Satomura. Then you got a little stand down with Roxanne and Miko Satomura. I think between the two of them at Roadblock, they're going to put on a very good show at Roadblock. So it's going to be interesting to see how that also will play out. Now, Sol Ruka went up against Elektra Lopez. Let me tell y'all something. I can't stand Elektra Lopez's thick ass, but one thing I will give her credit for is that bitch can wrestle. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but she can wrestle. She still had that tacky ass coat. She changed that one out. That brown mean old lion whiz looking ass coat she came out there with. And she put on a new one with a new pattern, but the same fucking, it's the same coat just with a different pattern. Whatever. She had decent gear on though. I will give her that. Her gear was very cute. Now she was out there wrestling with Sol Ruka, and she out there trying to tell Valentina how to do her thing. Got mad because Valentina took her hidden brass knuckles from out of the off the off the turnbuckle and told Valentina to give her the brass knuckles. This led to Sol Ruka being able to hit that soul snatcher, and the match was over. Now Valentina got in the ring and told her, listen, you got to learn how to wrestle without these or whatever. And Elektra said, you will always be a loser. That's all you ever gonna be. And she mushed Valentina once and then mushed her again, and that heifer put them brass knuckles on and knocked that big bitch out. And I was like, finally, it happened to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot hide it. Knocked her ass out. You understand me? Ooh, I can watch that on replay and enjoy myself, honey, okay? Elektra was laid out. She was prostrate before the Lord, honey. She was ready to go home. Valentina was standing there, had her outfit was cute, had her on a good two-piece. I don't know if that was Versace, but it was a good two-piece with some nice little Doc Martin-esque shoes, had a bright red lip on, hair pulled back with a nice little split pot ponytail. I said, okay, Valentina, I see you. She was real cute. Real cute. Valentina's tired of y'all fucking with her. Okay, I love it when you get a little fire in you and you're a little spunk and you're ready to go. Valentina said, I'm ready to tear some shit up. Okay, she punched that bitch in her face and then walked her ass to the back with her brass knuckles. These mine now, hoe. Do something. Anyway, I was just glad we got to see Electra take the soul snatcher. Now she ain't necessarily take it as well as some others had. She didn't sell it as great, but it was alright. It was good to see her get her ass whooped for once. Now Katana Chance went up against Tiffany. I don't like Tiffany Stratton. I do not deny that Tiffany Stratton is a good wrestler. She has improved tremendously since she had that first match that I saw her in. She's tightened up. She has pretty solid matches overall. But I'm just not a fan of watching her or care about what she's talking about. She was able to beat Katana, of course. I didn't expect anything less. She then proclaimed in her whiny ass Scream Queen's voice that she's got next at the title for whoever gets it at Roadblock against Roxanne or Miko Satomura. Bitch, I don't care. At this point, do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to be paying attention. I just don't care for Tiffany. I don't like her. I don't want to see her whiny bitch ass on my TV screen. So I tend to tune her out often. That's just how I feel. Y'all can come at me, bro, but that's just how I feel about it. Um, Axiom went up against Hank Walker. And let me tell y'all something. I really like this match. Hank Walker has improved tremendously as well in his wrestling prowess. In the beginning, he was giving security guard in the ring, but even as he progressed and started to improve, like Hank just really has grown into an actual superstar right before our eyes. And I truly enjoy watching him wrestle. And even though it was a big guy versus a little guy type of match, Axiom and Hank were going back for back. Like that was a fun match to watch. There was some moves and stunts in there that Axiom hit and that Hank Walker hit on Axiom that was fucking crazy. Okay. But overall, that was a good match and it could have gone either way. It just so happened that Axiom was able to turn the tide in his favor and pick up the win with his final move. With all that being said, though, I'm glad I saw the match, and I'm glad that Hank Walker is getting TV time without Drew Gulak because Hank Walker can survive on his own, and he needed to be able to prove that. And I was very proud of the match he had today with Axiom, and even Axiom gave him his props. The only thing I didn't like is that fucking weirdo Reginald Scripps, as he wants to call himself now, writing in the air behind Axiom like a fucking weirdo. Oh, weirdo. He's a weirdo. I don't want to see him wrestle. I don't know what Shawn Michaels' obsession is with him, but I'm sorry. I don't really care to see him. I don't like him as a character, as a wrestler. To me, he's barely a wrestler. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. She said, that's who was back there. I said, who the hell is that? Yeah, that was Scripps. That was Reginald the Koala. That was him. The main event was Carmelo Hayes versus Tyler Bate. And like I suspected, this match ate. They was doing some cute stuff in the beginning. A lot of stunt work and countering situations going on. But you know what? Child, we been done with Damon Kim, okay? Ain't nobody got time for that lip sync slick back Negro. We could. This match between the two of them was so much fun. As they began to take the match more serious after all the counters and roll-ups, you really got to see what Carmelo and Tyler Bate were made of. There were some moments where Carmelo would move a little too quickly or he was a little too overzealous in the cell. But for the most part, this match was solid. It was so much fun. I don't know what's going on, but the boys tonight on NXT really came to show up and show out. They was like, we putting on matches, honey, matches, honey, all day, every day. We're not playing games, okay? We don't have time for that. We don't have time, all right? Now what we did what we did end up seeing is Grayson Waller, and his Grayson Waller effect was accepted tonight. Okay, so here's what Shawn Michaels had to say. He said, and I quote, I saw that already. He said, and I quote, every day I focus on the development of the young men and women of NXT. I had my time in the spotlight. Now that attention should be directed on these incredible superstars. However, knowing Grayson's behavior will only get worse, and against my better judgment, I accept the invitation to be on the Grayson Waller Effect next week at Roebuck and promise to be as professional as I can be. So, as I said, Roadblock is set in stone, and Shawn Michaels is going to be on Grayson Waller's show. So, which Grayson Waller was so excited to accept. Oh, great, you've accepted my invitation, and now we can get to the nitty gritty of why you keep blocking me. Grayson Waller, I don't know what your issue is or what you're trying to prove, but I know you're gonna do something stupid like attack Shawn Michaels. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn if you hit the man in the face or not. Okay, I could give less than a shit. I don't care. I'm not gonna boo. I'm not gonna be sitting up here invested in it because I don't give a damn. You lost fair and square to Brian Breaker. I could understand it better if y'all had another match and that match was decided by decision. Let's say Shawn Michaels had came up with this weirdo ass rule and was like, you know what? I think we should make it like boxing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm bored. So let's let's make it just by decision. Okay? Let's do that. No, babes, you were in a steel cage match, and to keep you from jumping outside of the cage so you can be champion, which you know you were gonna do, he said if you leave the cage, you most definitely will not be champion. So you had to win inside the cage. You're upset because he took away the stipulation. So the fuck what? At this point, you had plenty of opportunity to beat Braun Strowman in the ring without any interference. You had all the opportunity in the world and you squandered it. That's on you, Waller, not on Shawn Michaels. Take some responsibility for your own shit. And at this point, like I said, I don't give a shit about you having him on your show. You're either going to do one of two things. You're going to berate him until somebody comes out there and starts fighting you, or you're going to attack him until somebody comes out there and fights you. Either way, it's not something that I care to see or care about. And quite frankly, you opening your mouth every 2 seconds, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Please find something else to do with your time. Your social media has more bitching and whining on it than a little bit, and I'm sick of it. Find somebody to do or a bitch to fuck, please, because you just ain't got nothing going other than this. You were in the title picture and you had a match to which you almost won had the ropes not been fucked up. And then they put you in a match where you definitely had no issues because you were clear that this was the definitive match for you to beat Braun Breaker. You were outsmarting him week after week after week. And you get in the match and you still can't get the job done. And somehow it's somebody else's fault. Trash. Trash. Get it together. Get it together. Because you're just acting like a little pissant at this point. A little baby stumping his feet. Oh, they won't let me do what I want. Shut the fuck up. You're getting on my nerves. God. Look. I don't know what Baby Terminator with the orange skin is trying to do up against the Don, the fake Sopranos character Tony D, but I don't give a damn about this shit either. These two motherfuckers have been going back and forth for no reason, quite frankly, only because Dijak attacked him and he attacked Dijak. He interfered in Dijak's last match. Dijak interfered in his last match. Y'all could have just let them two have in one-off feud without including Wesley in the middle of it. But you know, what do I know? Bye, girl. Bye, girl. I don't give a shit. The Lollipop Guild is fighting at Roadblock as well. I mean, there's true animosity between these two women. But quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of JC Jane. I do like Gigi Dolan and her style of wrestling, but I can give less than a shit about JC Jane. And I feel like a lot of times with her, my biggest issue is her overacting. I don't know what it is about her, but I feel like she just do too much. I don't need to see you trying to hip gyrate with no hips. I don't need to see you trying to stick ass out that you don't have. I'm just over it. The over the top yelling when you're on the microphone, the screaming in the ring. Yeah, I know that it's a dedication to Daphne and I respect that, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you have to have your own thing. You've got to do your own thing. That was Daphne. That was her thing. And unfortunately, she's no longer here. God rest her soul. But you have to find your way and do your own thing. Y'all basically took the rockers segment from years ago, which Shawn Michaels gave to y'all, and recreated on Ding Dong Hello with Bailey. And that was pretty much it. Like, y'all just took the easy way out to break up the crew and go into this situation with y'all two having it out. I don't know how this is gonna play out, and at this point, I'll just wait and see how it plays out on TV. But it is what it is. This is what's gonna go down next week on Roadblock. It's gonna be Gigi Dolan versus JCJ. Now, Chase U been having issues with Schism for the last couple of weeks. And for whatever reason, Ava Rain has decided to fixate on Thea, so much so that that girl is freaked out beyond measure. Okay? Now, Andre Trace, being the ever so leader, the biggest leader that he is, has decided that he is going to take on Joe Gacy next week at Roadblock. If Chase wins, I'll be happy for Andre Chase and all of Chase U. But I have the sneaky suspicion that Schism is going to get the W here, and that it's just going to begin to be the descent of Chase U and their whole situation that they got Gurns on. And Schism is just going to continue to rise in power, starting off with Andre Chase and Chase U, which I find happens a lot with Andre Chase and Chase U. Like, they usually are the stepping stone for somebody. I can't help you on that one though. Like I said, we got this one, and I'm. And then finally, we got the 6-man tag team match between Braun Breaker and the Creed Brothers and Indusher. Okay, girl. And then, of course, we have, which I don't have the render for, Miko Satomura is going up against Roxanne Perez, which I think is probably going to be the best match of the night. But, I'm hoping that it is, because this Roadblock lineup isn't the greatest, but it isn't terrible either. I'm just not invested in everything that I am seeing. Okay. Um, I feel like they didn't have to create Roadblock to do this. They could have just had this as a regular ass Tuesday. This could have just been a regular ass Tuesday. Like, we didn't need a TV PLE. We didn't need that. Y'all could have just had this as a regular ass Tuesday with matches and shit. And that's it. Like, okay, girl. The boys put their whole pussies into their matches today. Walla Llama Ding Dong gonna lay HBK out, and Tiff gonna say, "Damn, what you want, a Scooby snack?" I'm not gonna say shit, honestly. I'm just gonna be like, "Well, that was obvious." I mean, at this point, you gotta start making it a little less obvious that you're gonna do some nefarious shit, right? Because like Grayson Waller is like fucking translucent, clear hair gel. Like, I can see through his. He is, and you know what irritates me the most about him is that he, character wise, this is not about him personally, because I don't know the fucking man. Character wise, he really believes what he's saying is the truth. And that is so, it's just so gnarly to me that you would invest all that time into believing a lie so that you can continue to do what you want to do. It's just like, dude, find you something or somebody to do, please, please, sir, because we just tired at this point. I'm gonna be honest. Why Schism growing in power when they not going nowhere? I don't believe they're not going anywhere. I think eventually Schism will be the Dyad will become the NXT Tag Team Champions. Um, and I think once Ava Rain gets in the ring and they finally get to do something, I think that they will do something with Schism that we aren't expecting, or at least do what we've been wanting, which is to have Joe Gacy in some kind of power. Like, if you give that belt to Carmelo Hayes, Carmelo's not going to keep it for no year like Braun Breaker did. That shit's not happening. Like, I definitely would give Joe Gacy the belt after Carmelo. Like, Carmelo would be a valiant heel, but to me, Carmelo has too much star power to stay in NXT longer than another half a year, in my opinion. I feel like he needs to go up on the main roster. He already has so much potential to be great. And I think he would do great on the main roster. But Joe Gacy could very well use that title to torment anybody who comes after him. And he has Schism in the whole dyad to be able to protect him. It's a situation to me that's worth utilizing, especially when that formula worked on the main roster with Roman and the bloodline. It doesn't have to be exactly like that with the blueprint, but there are instances where you can take that blueprint and we rework it for specific factions. And in this case, you have a perfectly good faction in Schism, and you're not utilizing them the way that you should. Joe Gacy should have been the one to take that title off of Braun Breaker, if we're being real. The only reason why they kept it on him was because fucking Carmelo had the North American Championship and was doing well as a mid card champion. They didn't want Carmelo to eclipse Braun Breaker just yet, so they had him drop it to a good face because he was champion for he was champion twice with the North American Championship, and he was a heel champion. So they went on ahead and gave it to a face. They're gonna do the same thing with Braun Breaker. He's gonna end up dropping it to a heel wrestler, and he's gonna end up being champion. That's how that's gonna work. I don't know. I think it's gonna be Carmelo this time. At first, I did think that it was going to be Grayson Waller, but after I saw the first match with him losing the way that he did, I'm like, okay, so y'all just stretching this out until Vengeance, and then you're still gonna keep it on Breaker. Because they're gonna have him drop it at Stand and Deliver, because isn't that where he won it? Didn't he win it back last year at Stand and Deliver from Dolph? So that'll give him a year as champion. They just be doing the most, y'all. But it is what it is. So like I said, that was the stuff, honey. Yeah, so he's not gonna drop it until he's at Stand and Deliver. Well, he'll be at a full year of being champion, and then he's probably gonna end up dropping into Carmelo right then. Oh, my leg is hurting me today. So that is your recap for NXT, ladies and gents. Okay. It was not a bad show. I liked it. It had some really cool moments. And I liked some of the setups for the next couple of matches. So, was that all in the same week? Stand and Deliver was that Saturday? Monday Night Raw was Monday. NXT needs to stop with the year-long champs. Why? The main roster got a champion for 3 years. What's the difference? What's the difference? If Mandy bitch ass can be champion for a whole year, Braun Breaker definitely could be. Shoot. All right. So there is that. Okay. Friday. I went looking for Electra's Instagram profile for a photo of her gear, and two drag queens popped up. I don't understand why you're surprised about that. Her name is Electra Lopez. That sounds like a drag name. The only thing she's missing is like some reference to a peenie. Like Electra drinks a lot or some shit like that. Like I always, every time I hear a drag queen's name, it's always in reference to something sexual. Most drag queens that I've seen that weren't in reference to something sexual just had like, a unique combo of names, or it was something very old school or something you wouldn't put together, like Vanessa Robitussin. No, for real. For real. It usually be something like that. I ain't like long title reigns like this. Well, too bad, so sad, fam. I don't know what to tell you. They gonna do what the fuck they want to do. They don't give a shit about us. Clearly, they don't care about us.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
They like, I'm gonna put on what I feel like putting on. You can watch it or not. That's totally up to you, babe. But I'm going to continue to put this on TV. I'm gonna stick with the formula that works, not with what your wishy-washy thoughts. Okay? I'm not gonna stick to your wishy-washy thoughts. What would y'all's drag name be? Let's make this a group activity. I have never been good with that. Did you give Anthony my name for his LLC?
No, because he didn't call me back to that.
I gave you that name yesterday. So rude. Anyways, I have never thought of a drag name for myself. I don't know, but this year for Halloween, I just had to bring it up. This year for Halloween, Jared has got to play Blade for Halloween because his brother done bought everything for him, and he's getting ready to get him the sword. So Jared's got to be Blade, and I got to get him the vampire teeth, and I got to help him with his widow's peak.
No, absolutely not.
Why?
I'm saying I'm not doing the haircut.
Oh, come on, Jared. You got to. That's the fun part. You ruining it. Soiled it. Why are you being so rude?
Okay, I gotta go get the other ones out of there.
I am not gonna call myself no air wrecker. You disrespectful. You so disrespectful, honey. I didn't care about that. Wouldn't be my name, but here's a made up one of the Domesky, of the Domsky, off the Domsky. Cumula Cuntus. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of name I be seeing. I actually think that's a cool drag name. Just don't go to the bookstore reading to no children named Cumula Cuntus. Cause that ain't gonna work.
Where's the other toe?
He did soil it. Shoot. Hold on. I'm gonna be his supporting character. Cause I can't never remember that lady name. Let me see if I can find it. Her name was Dr. Karen Jensen. So I'm be his Dr. Karen Jensen, and he gonna be Blade. That's what we gonna be for Halloween when we passing out candy this year. Cause I don't think Jared wanna have a party dressed as Blade. I don't think you want to do that. We'll have a party. You're gonna dress as Blade at the party. We could do a dinner party where everybody dressed up. We do, you know, we do all of the makeup and hair, and we have candy and stuff. And I cook. You can have lasagna. How's that? No, you don't want to do it. You don't want nobody to have no lasagna. You rude. I don't never want to share no lasagna. You was just disrespectful, honey. Why you don't never use the loom and upgrade your gear?
Oh, because I haven't. Because I didn't have enough of my stuff to but
She said Alberta Applebottom. I actually really like that. I really like that. That's cute. If I change my costume to be a drag queen, I'm still in these two names. I'm gonna be one of them. But anyways, this nigga said Henrietta Whorehouse. Babe.
I heard him.
Henrietta Whorehouse. I'm just go do hash mace. Do hash. This month went by fast. It did. Because today is the final day of February. We are no longer in Black History Month. Definitely moving into merch real fast. When is CJ birthday? 11th?
I can't remember.
Well, somebody need to remember because I gotta make him his cake. Remember?
I know.
Anyway, y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on Friday for SmackDown, or at least give y'all a little bit of a rundown for SmackDown. Okay. Now, like I said yesterday, Cody made it very clear that he is sharing up to Roman's show because Roman don't have no respect for him to show up on his show. So he said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna come fuck your shit up. See what's going on over in your neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying? You keep sending thick ass Pauline over here to talk shit in my damn house. So I'm gonna come in your house, go take a dump right quick in your house, see how the fuck you like it. Okay. And we all know that Roman is gonna be on SmackDown Friday because he got some shit he got to fix. He got Kevin Owens on his ass. He got Sami Zayn on his ass. He got his cousins going at each other's throat. Solo don't never be talking, and Paul Heyman is scared. Okay, it's a lot going on Friday Night SmackDown with the Bloodline and them losing control and they grip over the company. It is a very interesting thing. It's a very beautiful thing to watch everything you've built just crumble and fall. Now, Jimmy Uso tried so hard to save it. They say it's discord going on in the bloodline. Blah, blah, blah. Fam, come here. Come here, Jimmy. Come here, Jimmy. I'm going to say it to you. And even though term that you can understand, nigga, that's because it is. Okay, it is, babe. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in y'all family. Your cousin is a tyrant, and you keep letting them do this shit. You claim you didn't want to be no bitch boy, and then you became one. Okay, it's giving very much Brie Bella, a la what 2015, 2016, or prior to that. When Brie Bella and Nikki Bella had a feud. Hold on, Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella. Okay. When was that? 2014? Okay. So I was close. I was in the vicinity.
Okay.
Black History Month was over for me when they told old girl her ancestors came over on the Mayflower. Oh, Angela Davis. I mean, we all got white in our family somewhere. And they all got black in their family somewhere. A drag queen who loves to bake. Bakery confection. How about we just be bakery confection? Okay, I'll be that. I will be bakery confection, but the cunt part you can keep. The cunt part I don't like. So, like I said, it's a lot of discord going on. It's a lot of discords going on, but it's gonna be a lot of mess happening on Friday Night SmackDown. The girls is gonna be fighting again with Shayna Baszler teaming up with her girl Ronda to take on Natalia and her new titties and Tegan Knox, Pretty Tegan, what they call her. And I don't know what else they gonna do, but that's where they starting at, baby. That's where they gonna start at. I'm pretty sure Bray Wyatt gonna pop his weird ass up and do something weird again, because you know Bobby Lashley is upset because he feel disrespected and he tagged. You know, the cunt part you can keep is something I will start saying. You could do bakery confection. Why can't it just be confection? Like, why can't it just be normal? I guess because I'm a drag queen, I gotta change it. Okay, girl. Okay, I'm gonna star it. Since that's what you say, I gotta do. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all look. Tomorrow is Freestyle Wednesday. I will be live tomorrow around 8:39. And we will go over everything that has been set up for Wrestle of the Lamias. Wrestle of the Manias. We'll go over all of that and see what else we can concoct and do tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out so we can have something to do tomorrow, something we can talk about. We might do some current events. I might do some MID assholes on air because I can't talk about wrestling forever, and wrestling just ain't giving what it's supposed to have gave in terms of multiple storylines. At this point, we only have one that's really, really big, which is the bloodline. And just about everybody is involved in that. We already know what's going on with Rhea and Charlotte, and we already know what's going on with Bianca and Asuka. We ain't really got much else going on right there. And those are the only matches that I set at the moment. Okay, so now we just gotta wait 33 days. We got until WrestleMania comes to fruition. And child, I can't wait because when WrestleMania comes around, it's so much fun, but at the same time, it's so exhausting. I could just about imagine what folks is gonna be doing who go to the damn shows. It's definitely gonna be a time for them. It is definitely gonna be a time.
And you gonna be in condensed ass LA?
Yeah, you're gonna be in LA, babes. It's definitely gonna be a time. Charlotte Flair would have been a good drag name. Well, the rest of us who didn't think of names can try to think of one. Sure. Child, I know I'm gonna be tired when I go. Okay, you're gonna be exhausted. But I hope you have a good time, Brandy. Well, I know it's gonna be a spectacular event. I know they're gonna pull out all the stops. It's gonna be so much fun, and I can't wait to see how everybody reacts to the show and how much they're gonna enjoy it. But it's gonna be an interesting day. With all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will figure out something else for us to talk about tomorrow. Maybe we can talk about some of the stuff that has been happening in the news as of lately. Have a little conversation back and forth. We can talk about wrestling. We'll talk about Wrestling Observer's yearly list that they just put out. I'll pull it up and we'll talk about it because it's interesting. And with all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.